I'm not sure why anyone would be interested. That said, maybe I do understand. There are a lot of weird videos on YouTube, and that's maybe one of the fun things about YouTube is you can find videos that you're not going to find on network TV or even on streaming channels. And you know, I was telling Jim the other day, I was watching a channel and some videos about this guy who just mows lawns. His whole video, they're like half-hour to hour-long videos just mowing lawns. And there's something kind of interesting about it, which is, I never would have thought I would be interested in watching someone mow a lawn. And then there was another guy that was like power washing his house. And then I was watching a channel that I thought was pretty interesting too. This guy, it was like Uber Eats or DoorDash or something. And he just filmed himself picking up food from restaurants and delivering it to people. And again, like hour videos of just this guy delivering food. And I don't know why weird things like this are kind of interesting at times. Maybe because we don't see them anywhere else. But some of you have asked to see what we have in our refrigerator. In some ways, it does seem a little strange that anyone would want to see what we have in our refrigerator. But on the other hand, I guess I'd be kind of interested to see what some of you have in your refrigerators. So, you know, I guess a lot of us were nosy or just voyeuristic or just interested. It's interesting to compare what other people have in their refrigerators compared to what you have in your refrigerator. So let me show you what we eat kind of on a regular basis. We're pretty predictable. I mean, we do eat a lot of the same things. Now, up here, this is for my eyes. It just needs to stay in the refrigerator. I have my water. Every morning I have sourdough bread. I mean, not every morning, but that's one of my staples. And I like the cracked wheat sourdough. I like this because it's more artisanal. I mean, it really feels like someone just handmade it. It's really hearty, thick, heavy bread. I don't like Wonder Bread or, you know, any of the white breads or even whole wheat bread that's just sort of looks like Wonder Bread with a tan color to it. So chicken broth, I'm starting to make my own soups now, and that'll be another video because it's kind of interesting actually, I think. I've got some coconut flakes here that I think we had from Thanksgiving. I think this lasts pretty long. But you know, I only use this once or twice a year. This is Jim's milk. This little section here is Jim's. We kind of separate our food. I'm kind of a refrigerator hog, though. I hog up most of the refrigerator. So he's got the 2% milk, and he's got Lactaid, probably because they were probably out of this, because normally we just buy this. He's got his salad dressings, which I don't use any of this ranch dressing or what is that? Classic olive oil and vinaigrette. Well, that's pretty good. Down here, just some condiments. This is my sugar-free jam or jelly, and I'll put that usually on, for a snack, I'll put that on rice cakes. So, you know, for 100 calories, you can have a couple rice cakes with, you know, covered in this, and it's actually a pretty good snack. And this is my salad dressing right now. I love Parmesan, even, oops, let me close this. Even just the old-fashioned Kraft's grated Parmesan that I grew up with. Because I grew up with it, I tend to like it actually better than the fresh Parmesan. But, you know, fresh Parmesan's good too. All right, so up here, I bought another watermelon yesterday, and I cut it up, and I'm going to have to stop buying watermelon, at least from Walmart. They have the worst, in my opinion, the worst fruit. Vegetables not so bad, but the fruit is always horrible. I mean, this, I cut it up, and it wasn't, well, I shouldn't say horrible. It's edible, it's a little sweet, but it's almost rotten. I mean, it's almost mealy now, and I don't know why. I mean, during the summer, I love watermelon, and I would eat it every day if I could, but I just can't find good watermelon. Obviously, 50% of the time, it's inedible. It tastes like lemons. In fact, that's my experience with Walmart in Palm Springs, is most of their fruit, even though it looks really great, I'll close the refrigerator for a minute. Their fruit is, I guess it's just not ripe, and it never does get ripe. Last week, I bought a couple of plums. I mean, they looked really ripe. They looked delicious. They looked fantastic, and I was so excited because they don't carry plums very often. They're not always in season. And I got them home, and sure enough, they tasted more like lemons than plums. I was really disappointed, but I'm pretty much disappointed with almost all the fruit I buy at Walmart in Palm Springs. I mean, it all looks great, and they have tons of it, but it just all tastes bad to me. Cantaloupe half the time is hard as a rock, has no taste, and the prices are, just outrageously expensive. So not only are you paying a fortune for this fruit, but most of it is inedible. It's not ripe, and it never gets ripe. Avocados, I can say their avocados are great. Walmart has fantastic avocados, pretty good prices, sometimes really good prices. So I'm happy with their avocados, and most of their produce is okay. It's just fruit. It's just impossible to buy fruit and be happy with it, at least for me, including the watermelon. I can eat this, but it's not real enjoyable. It's not great. It's okay. It doesn't taste like a lemon. And half the time I buy their watermelons and they either taste like lemons, they're sour and not sweet at all, or they're so overripe, they're mealy. I actually had to take a watermelon back and get my money back. Well, I didn't take it back because I'd already cut it open and tried to eat it, and it almost made me sick. It was just it was rotten inside. And this is in the middle of summer, in the middle of watermelon season, so I don't get it. But back to the refrigerator. So I was on antibiotics because of my kidney stone surgery last week or this past week. So I couldn't have anything with milk products, which I thought was interesting. And I was able to find this Cocoa Whip. It's coconut whipped, dairy-free. This was the only dairy-free topping I could find at our Walmart in Palm Springs, and it's actually really good. And I don't even know what the calories are. 30 calories, so not much more than like the Cool Whip kind of topping. Smart Balance, the prices of these have gone up. This tiny little thing is like $4 or $5 now. It's ridiculous. Jim just came home with this Coke and Zero Coke. He gets Cokes once in a while. He's not a big Coke drinker, but once in a while. He's got his hot peppers and his light sour cream back there. And this is my milk. Fat-free is what I prefer. They don't always have it at Walmart, so sometimes, like the week before, I had to get the low-fat, which is 1%, but to me that tastes like a milkshake. I'm so used to the non-fat, and I prefer the non-fat. Veggies, I try to cut up my veggies for my salads and things. Cucumber, olives, my honey, and I like the spun honey because it's easier to spread. Corn. These are Jim's Jell-O puddings, sugar-free puddings. That's pretty healthy and very few calories. He's not a big dessert person, so he can eat one of these and be satisfied. I'd probably need 10 of these to be satisfied. I decided to try some of these little tiny oranges, I forget what they're called, in a can because I just cannot. They're so outrageously expensive, and just to buy one in the store, and I'm not always ready to eat one. And now that I realize these are so high in acid and do cause acid reflux, I'm probably going to have to stop eating any kind of citrus fruits. Brown rice, I cut up an onion, just put it in here to try to, the smell was, just to preserve it for a while. I'm going to add it to soups and things. Jim just got this, chicken fajitas. He's big on packaged things. Now, they're usually fairly healthy, but he does eat a lot of packaged. Instead of making chicken himself, he would just rather buy it already pre-made. This is my 7-Up. I usually will have one of these a day, maybe two, one in the morning and one at night. 0 calories. I'm lucky, it's one of the few things that doesn't give me heartburn. And let's see, broccoli, I had just a little bit of broccoli left over. I've been eating broccoli all week. A little bit of avocado. Some lettuce that was already chopped up, a little beer back there. I usually have a few beers on the weekend, light beers. My brothers just call them water, yellow water. And I got one of these, and I'll explain in another video. Squash, yellow squash. Never had a yellow squash. Never had a squash in my life that I remember, which I know is kind of bizarre. We both use this. We both drink this Powerade 0 calories. We sweat a lot here in the desert, especially, exercising and walking as much as we do. So we need our electrolytes. This top shelf is Jim's. Again, he's got, he buys these pre-packaged salads. I make all my own. He's got more Jell-O, some butter. He buys these pre-cooked hard-boiled eggs. And he loves his grapes, has a lot of grapes, so he's healthy in that way. I mean, he's pretty healthy. And again, I buy regular broccoli that I cut up and wash and steam, and he buys the prepackaged. So he's really all about the convenience. So down here, this is mine. So these two drawers are his, since I take up most of the rest of the refrigerator. And I bought these carob chips, and I'll share why in a separate video. And I've just got some celery. I'm gonna make some soup. I've got some green onions, again for the soup. A little cheese, carrots. I cut up a green pepper, stick those in the soup, and other things that I'm eating. And I got some Swiss cheese. I love Swiss cheese, although again, I don't eat very much cheese. It's not great for the high cholesterol that I have, but I do have it occasionally. And string cheese for snacks in the afternoon, some about 50 calories. So I'll have these occasionally. And I think that's it. I think that's it vegetable-wise for right now. So my real weakness is the freezer and the ice cream. I get this, which is, and these are only 120 calories, I think for two. No sugar added, low calorie, good for a snack. And the other day I tried these Boca burgers, and I'm going to do a video about that, so I'll share that with you later. And these vanilla ice creams here, I like these. They're very good, and they're only, I forget what the calories are. It's like 2 bars, 280 calories, so that's 140 calories for one of these, and they're really big and they're good. But again, they got chocolate, which I'm trying to get away from, so I'm not going to be buying these anymore. I'm going to go with the carob that I'm replacing chocolate with. And here's another one of the Fudgsicles. Just, vanilla ice cream, and also Rocky Road ice cream. I eat very little of this because it is much more fattening. And I don't know, once I start eating this, I have a hard time stopping. These I can easily just have a couple and I'm fine. But with this ice cream, it's so addicting. I just can't stop eating it. So I don't really eat much in the way. I mean, I rarely eat this. These can last me quite a long time. And I think once I'm done with the Rocky Road, I'm not going to be buying any more chocolate ice cream. I'm going to try today the carob powder that I bought to put on top of the vanilla bean and see if that works. And again, that's another video as well. So Jim has a little bit more room here in the refrigerator, in the freezer. Again, packaged rice, veggies, I think cauliflower rice, he likes that a lot. But he gets a lot of these prepackaged meals here. Cheese, chicken and rice, lasagna with meat sauce, Canadian bacon. He has these at breakfast. He gets no heartburn at all, so I couldn't eat any of this stuff. Boy, he really likes these. I didn't realize it. So pancakes. So we're very different in that I make everything myself. I don't buy prepackaged foods like this hardly at all. And he has a little bit of ice cream here. And then for years I've been buying this chicken breast tenderloins, and these are great. And I put them in my salads and soups, but I'm going to stop buying these. I just realized that I don't need to have any animal protein anymore. I don't need chicken. I'm fine with just beans and legumes and other things. So this will be my last. I don't know what this is. I guess he's got chicken patties. Again, he goes with more of the prepackaged stuff. I've got it back up here. So once these two chocolate Rocky Road ice cream containers are gone, that's probably it for me for chocolate ice cream. I'm going to switch over to carob. Well, I did buy this ginger, this that you keep frozen, which seemed to be the way to go. I don't use very much ginger in anything, and so I didn't want to buy one of the things of ginger that they sell at the store. I figured if I just had these little ginger cubes in the freezer, they'd probably last a lot longer and I could use them, in various things. I had a recipe that I wanted to try with them. I actually did try it and it didn't work out at all. And so I'm going to try it again. If it works, I'll show you. Baking and cooking is not as easy as it seems. I mean, especially I don't like to read instructions very much. I mean, I kind of like to just wing it. But with certain things, you can't wing it, or they really just don't work, which I've learned. So I need to try that recipe again, and I'll share it with you at some point in the future. And before I forget, this week I want to give a shout out to subscriber Nancy Elward. Thank you, Nancy, for your very kind and generous donation to this channel. It's very appreciated. Anyway, that's our refrigerator. And if you want to see what's in our pantry, let me know in the comments section, and we'll do a pantry video next time if you're interested. I don't know. I mean, I know it's kind of weird, but some of you have asked to see what was in our refrigerator, so I thought that'd be kind of fun or interesting or different video anyway to make. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.